Let's imagine this here is a transmission tower. It's a tablet, but let's just pretend it's a mobile phone. When you, in your mobile phone, type in the phone number of someone, uh, let me say a magnetic electric signal is sent out, a radiation sent out from your mobile phone. It reaches all the transmission towers nearby. Once it reaches a transmission tower, the code you sent out will bounce back into the atmosphere of the Earth. And let's say that the phone number that you called is 200 kilometers away. Then the code will be bounced to all transmission towers until it reaches a transmission tower close to the phone that you want to call. So if I type in a phone number here, and I type in call, or I press call, an emission goes out into the Earth's atmosphere, it reaches transmission towers, and transmission towers bounce it back further into the atmosphere till it reaches the phone that is addressed to. And once it reaches it, there's this invisible connection through those transmission towers. It goes very fast. That's why you experience it as instant. That's how it works. It's by emission out there and emission that comes back. So there's an emission coming out and there's a bouncing back coming. That's how mobile phone technology works. Today you have Wi-Fi, which works in a similar way. You have a Wi-Fi box somewhere. It emits this radiation, this, I would say, electron radiation, and the devices that receive it have connection to that network. Now, why am I talking about electric technology in this video? Because understand, you are a spirit being, you are an energetic being as a human being. And just like those electronic devices emit radiation, and radiation bounces back, that's how they communicate in a similar way human beings operate. Let me explain. Let's say you enter the library and you have your energetic emission, and let's say that you have healthy energy that goes out of you. Okay? This health energy goes into the atmosphere. And if there are people around who are receptive to your positive energy, they will receive it. It will rest on them. If you have people, however, or resistant to positive energy because they're so attached to negativity, it will bounce back. And when it bounces back, that negative emission of theirs comes with it. So let's say you enter the library and you're so happy, you emit it. From you as spirit being, that happiness is emitted into the library. And let's say there are two people there who are bitter, they're embittered people, and they sense this happiness in the atmosphere. They immediately become angry at it. So now this rage is emitted in the climate. So now your happiness you set out bounces back. Not only does it bounce back, but there's also rage behind it. So now suddenly you're in the library and you feel uncomfortable. You feel as if people want you out of there. You feel as if someone wants to do something to you. It's the bitterness of those two people that are transmitted into the atmosphere. Now, let's say you enter a place and there are only bitter people over there. If you are spiritually sensitive, you immediately want to run out of that building because you think, man, this place is very heavy laden. If you enter a place with only happiness in the climate, it's like you're entering heaven. In the sense that, or better, it's like you enter the Garden of Eden. The phrase as heaven is meant as a symbolic expression, but I really want to say as Garden of Eden, because we're not made for the heavens, we're made for the earth. So why am I explaining this onto you? Understand that if you emit, when you emit happiness, because as a real believer in agreement with Christ, the only thing you can emit is happiness. You can't emit negativity when you are in agreement with Christ. That's not going to happen. When you emit happiness into the climate, There will be those that will receive it, they're affected by it, but there will be those that will fight against it and will bounce back at you. And when it bounces back, the rage comes with it. When you sense that rage coming at you, it's a rejection being forced on you. Because you have those operating in rejection, holding on to rejection, and they fight. They literally fight anything that doesn't validate their rejection. Those people haven't met you. They don't even know that the happiness that's in the climate comes from you. But already made up their mind they're going to fight against it. Now, is that you? No. So when you enter a place and suddenly you feel overwhelmed with, you feel so overwhelmed, you feel as if your life ain't worth anything and all of that, that's not you. That is not you. It's not you at all. So see it like this. If someone calls you and it's an unknown number, what do? You decline it. Just click decline. Right? Or if it's a number of someone that you really shouldn't be speaking to because the individual only wants to call you to argue, you decline or you can block the number. So when you're in a place and you feel this heaviness bouncing into you, as if someone is knocking you out, listen what's happening. Somewhere someone emitted darkness in the climate. It can be the people meditated negatively upon you directly, or it's just a common rejection in the climate. What do? You decline it. Too often we begin to rationalize it, because that is what postmodern culture taught us, to rationalize things, to fix things. No, don't try to fix it. It's not to fix, just decline it. Decline it. It's not you, it doesn't belong to you, and it shouldn't belong to you, neither should you find a way to deal with it because it's not yours. Decline it. Overrule it by emitting your positivity, your happiness into the climate. And once you realize that people really want to hold on to that bitter climate, you shake dust off your feet and move on, because they're not worthy of your time. You deserve to be safe, to glorify the Most High. Well, that's it for now. Agree with Christ and be at peace.